Reveal, folks. It's 1:30 on the nose, and we were just making our mini snail orders from Tuesday's show. I'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on. We got them lined up, we got our colors out. Here, things are just going real smooth around here in the shop. It's about 80 degrees here in Michigan, and I got the chat open here as people are joining us from around the world, around the country, around town. Say hi in the chat, say what up, let me know what's going on. If you're not a chatter, hello to all the people that don't be chatting out there. I'm gonna take a nice sip of this murky colored health potion. Delicious. Yes, so it's super fresh out today. We turned off the fans for this because the mics don't like all the fans, but we got a fan over there, a large industrial fan. We got a large industrial fan right there. We got one down here to my left. We got one on the glory hole over here, one more behind that. So we got another one we wanted to mount right behind the camera here because it is starting to get hot. And Matt, our new assistant, is realizing that he's gonna have to buy some shorts real soon. He doesn't own shorts. He's a pants kind of guy, and he's not gonna be a pants kind of guy much longer. So that's pretty cool. But we got a lot of people watching on the YT, which is amazing, folks. Wherever you're watching from, say what up. Let us know where you all are watching from, because it's pretty cool, the different spread of people we get from all around the world. I know not as many people watch this one live as we're doing the Annealer reveal because it's the middle of the day, and it's the middle of the day for us too. It's a nice breaker upper from what we got going on in the shop. But this is to show off all the products from Tuesday's show. A little something else I wanted to point out, a couple different things, but 90% of these pieces are sold already, so we're going to show them off and give a holler to the people that have actually purchased these on the show, that will be getting them in the mail soon enough. I have already signed them all, made sure they all are clean, no sharp edges, everything's looking good on them. So it's going to be a pretty cool Annealer reveal. I'm going to give you guys some close-ups here. As always, too, if you got questions, let us know. I love seeing where people are watching from. We got Iowa, we got Michigan, we got some Glass Academy addicts up in here, Ontario, what's happening, Carol. But let us know where you're watching from, and here we go. Let us know if you have questions. The first piece of the show, and this was a show having to do with our new product, the Color Splashes, and we're still in the lottery for possibly a new name. I won't give any insights into what that may be, but if you have any suggestions, we'd love to see them in the chat as well. But these are the new products right here, and the way they're made, and you guys are all seeing it happen, you saw it happen on the show, it's brand new, completely fresh product. There's really a very limited amount, other than the size and the color, there's a limited amount of control that we have over the way these pieces fall out and become natural and look the way they look, which in a sense is a really, really beautiful thing, because we're super technical glass blowers, and to have a product that's pushing us out of our comfort zone where we kind of have to let the piece do what it wants to do with the color, with the setup, and just the way it falls out and gravity does its thing on it. It's really cool, and it ensures that everyone is 100% one of a kind, and that's really what all of our pieces are. Everyone is 100% one of a kind. If we take a look at these three snails here that are very similar, you got orange, green, and red. They've all got spots on the back. The colors are different. The shapes are darn close, but there's all these little handmade subtleties and beauty and love and affection put into each piece. That's what is so cool, especially in today's day and age of technology and mass production, global mass production. To have artwork and or functional work that is handmade, you can tell the difference. So this is just elaborating on the handmade process, and this is making these things super organic, super one of a kind, and that's why I think that 4 out of 5 of these pieces from our show on Tuesday sold directly off the pipe as we were doing the show. Excuse me. One more of them is still available, and I'll talk about which one's which in a second. We got Seattle. Carol's watching on Facebook and YouTube. I love that. Mary Lou, what's happening? We got Cindy from Pennsylvania. Linda in the house. Linda might be having a custom order coming up real soon. I'm going to be answering her email a little bit later today. Then we got Mary Lou in Pennsylvania as well. Beautiful midday to everybody. All from the UK, Amanda, what's happening? Very cool. We're going to start off with the warmer-upper, which we really didn't have much of a warmer-upper. I was making these all day. Chris jumped in and just went for one. Like I said, there's not much setting up you could do for this piece. It's kind of just what happens, happens. And Chris knew the size he wanted. He picked out a beautiful selection of colors. This one is sold. Let me remember who this one went to here. This one was for Taryn. Oh, baby. Take a look at this guy. This piece turned out super organic. Look at this. Look at the color on the inside. Those two raindrops are so cool. You got clear, real thick clear pieces on the end of each that are going to catch all kinds of light. And underneath you've got crazy color popping. Orange. It's kind of like a red orange, it's called, with green spots. Beautiful. Look at over here. Red spots dripping up to the top. Really watery right here. This is a heavy piece. It's giving me a little bit of a workout just showing it off to you guys. But this is a sweet one. That's almost like a throne, and like we were talking about on the show, imagine like a bird or a squirrel sitting right on that, or even like a giant bullfrog hanging out just drinking some liquid or something, or nibbling on a little piece of algae or something like that. But this is just a beauty right there. You can see it for scale in my hand like that. And Taryn's going to be able to decide kind of the angle she wants to hold it at, you know, and then she's going to spin it around on the dowel rod or a beautiful metal piece that she can purchase from Home Depot. We're going to have some available in our gallery here soon enough, finding out what the best option is for us to be selling those to you guys. But this is just a beautiful piece. Chris really warmed up the show and got it going. Copper rod is in there snug, and we signed it on here. I signed all of them, show 162, so you know this one is authentic. It's got the GA stamp on the side, and that's a pretty beautiful piece. If you guys didn't see an angle of anything, or you want to see something a little bit more, let me know in the chat here, because there's a lot of angles to these pieces. There's a lot of cool things to see, and I'm going to kind of be walking through them, but just let me know if you want to see something a little bit more. Oh man, okay, so this one's actually for Sue. She was even faster than Sue was. And Sue's no amateur to snagging pieces on the show. Definitely bird-like for sure. So that's amazing. Sue, congratulations. That's a sweet one. Kelly just got a splash on the website. Very cool. Could have been one of these. Could have been on the website. I think this is the one that was available with the snail on it. I'll show that off in a second. Jody. That was a pretty cool show. If you do go back and watch them when they're not live, that's a pretty good one to go back and watch. But we will be making more of these in the future. We also have, and for anyone who missed the show, this is going to be, like I was saying on the show, the one time we'll have these mini snails available on the website with an individual choice to pick each one. And now that I'm thinking on it, maybe the 6 that we picked for the website, the regular snails, maybe we just have an option for a mini on there as well, and we get pictures of those on there. So maybe we will get some more minis on the website, but none of those ones that are hitting the website that are our favorite from the full batch created, the pre-orders, are any of the colors that we did for the minis here. And we got quite a few orders. I will say I tried to get them all done yesterday, but couldn't get them all done, so that's why Matt and I are working a little before this. We're going to work a little bit after this and finish up the orders for you. If you're not shipped out today, then they're going to be shipped out on Tuesday. I tried to get them done by Thursday shipping day, but a little more patience from you guys, and it would be greatly appreciated, because it was a pretty darn good show for the mini snails. I think people really like them, and everyone has their own snail now to get those as an accent to their snail or as a gift. It's a beautiful price point for gifts, so I highly encourage people checking those out as I'm making them within the next couple of days. They'll still be available on the Gathering Point page. Big shouts out to everybody supporting what we're doing here. Let's see what we got here. What is the size of the copper rod for the small splash and the large splash? It's about, let's see, I think it's like 3 inches is what we measured them out to be, and they're the same size for the small and the large. We just do a wider base on the bottom, so it's a little extra stronger. It can handle the weight of it. The copper will never bend down here from this kind of weight. Oh, the diameter. The diameter is probably like 3/4 inch, I would say. Thanks, tech support. Vicky, all right, adding to the group. What's happening? Paula from the UK, very cool. A lot of familiar faces, some unfamiliar faces too as well. We'd love to see that. Got about 45 people watching on the live Annealer reveal in the middle of the day, so that's pretty cool. Moving along here, we went to my piece, which I was really, really happy with this one. This one was purchased on the show as well, and this one was by Dave Worth. So that's pretty cool, and I think he actually got a mini snail as well. I might have just packed up your order. There were so many names I looked at, I couldn't remember if yours is done or if I'm still making it today. I think if I remember correctly, you got a red one, and I'm still making it today. So that will be on its way soon enough, but take a look at this one, folks. This guy turned out ridiculous. This is the blue Queen Anne's Lace Special. I love the way the hands pulled out on this, the raindrops. Look at the depth of it, how much water can be captured in there. The one thing I have figured out how to recreate now is by getting that, going for that deep crevice in there to hold water, to get some birds perched on here and or anything else that might be drinking water. This one turned out incredible. Here we go for the up close. Look at the overlapping going on up here. I'll show you on the inside as well. On the show, I pointed out this denser part of color right here and how it's going to be much lighter, like a baby blue up here. That's exactly what happened. A lot of crazy action going on in here. Look at this. That guy's sweet. This piece just turned out really, really good. Dave Worth, you got a beauty. Right now online, these color splashes, there's no individual ones up for sale because they're all so unique. And the time it takes for us to put onto the website 24 maybe color splashes that we made over a course of a week is a lot of time to get them available, weigh them, get them on the website, take individual pictures of them, and have them ready for individual purchase. So right now they're artist choice on the website. This Tuesday was one of the only times for online viewers to pick the actual one they wanted and purchase it on the show. So Dave, you got a beauty. Sue, you got a beauty. And I believe this one was for Elizabeth, which I'm going to go over in a second. But really, really cool, really beautiful piece. I'll show this up for one more for the stock photo. And this is really awesome. GA stamp on the side. Dave, that's a beauty. Probably going to hold on to this until we get the snail done so that we could ship them together for you, if that's all right with you. If not, holler at us and let us know. Really happy with that one. We're going to make more in that color style, and eventually we will have them on the website for you, but chances are we'll probably do a full display. We'll feature them on a Tuesday night show before we get them as a long-term product on the website. So stay tuned for that, folks. Thank you all for the love. It's looking amazing. I'm glad you guys are loving it. Gwen, no biggie, no biggie. You can still go back and watch it, as you know. And the coolest thing about all these is that they're signed, and you're going to know 100 years from now what show it was on, and you can go back and watch it on YouTube or on Facebook and see the actual process then. You're going to see us age over the years and be able to go back and watch it. Sounds good, Dave. Very good. So that sounds great. Moving on, I love that baby blue. I'm a fiend for blues, so that's really darn cool. No recycle actually in that one, but we have made quite a few recycle. I know Elizabeth got a recycle one, and they look incredible. Recycle with white looks so good, and it's something just subtly different. And then when the snow comes down, when you got like a little bit of blue, you're like, oh, what's that out there? And you look out, and you got a pop in blue, deep blue, or light blue, depending on the color of the tank, and white mixed into the snow. It's a beautiful thing. So let's see here. We got, yes, this is Elizabeth. She's adding, I believe this could be the fourth of hers that she's adding to her collection, and it may not be the last. This is Michelle's, and she went a little bit on the smaller side, and she went for the detailed color. She even added some iridescent gold to it. So take a gander at this guy. Pretty flat. It's going to catch some water, maybe some buds falling from the tree. And look at this. It almost looks like water, like just like that. Like it's kind of like a splash of water. And you can see a light blue hue over the whole top. That's that light, I see it down on the bottom there, that light iridescent coating she put on there. And if you look at it from the back side, you can really see, look at the way the color is swirled through that. You can see that copper rod there holding it nice and sturdy. But look at those strands of white within the piece. Super beautiful, super one of a kind. She went for the thicker, wider spreads here, which is cool. Each one's different. You can chop it more times and you get more fingers, like some of these. I went for a lot here. Chris went for a nice spread here. Michelle went for, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spreads on there. So it turned out really cool. GA stamp as well, and strong right on the bottom there. And that's a beautiful one for Elizabeth's collection. She's going to be putting together some sort of display that hopefully we're going to see pictures of, and that's the beauty of the Glass Academy Attic Facebook page, folks, run by all the people that are watching our shows. It's so cool to see people posting pictures of where the products land. I was just talking to Matthew about it. He was saying it's so cool that we can make all these snails and they can just land in different homes all around the country. And then to see those actual pictures, see people's gardens as they're blooming and see where the pieces land. I know Sue, Sharon, Dawn, a lot of the Glass Academy addicts really post a lot of pictures of the final displays of their artwork, and that's a beauty for everyone else, I assume, but it's a beauty for us to see those pieces where they're showing up and see that the artwork's being represented. It's pretty darn cool. So that one's awesome, very good, looking amazing. That was one from each of the family members here. A little recap if you're new to the show, if you just popped in, we're from Dearborn, Michigan. This is the Glass Academy. We're making handmade artwork. We're on show 162 since the world went a little awry a few years ago. And it's been a really beautiful thing, reaching out to people across the country, making artwork, shipping a lot of artwork, and having a really good time. Having a really, really good time. So there was one more piece on the show, and this is going to be the giveaway for next week, folks. And if you haven't entered the giveaway, you enter by emailing enews@glassacademy.com. The question of the week was right here. What is your favorite color in the garden? And that could be any color. That could be the green of the buds. Right now, I've got this ridiculously beautiful tree on my front lawn that's completely purple. These little tiny explosions out of all the branches that are purple and pink, the brightest colors I see around the neighborhood, and it is so pretty. That would be my answer to that. You don't have to have a detailed answer, but just send us the email. Then we take all your emails and we put them into the wheel of names, and we spin that before the show on Tuesday, and then we're going to be giving this one away next week on show 163. This is the giveaway that Chris did. We're hoping that it's going to be someone local because this is going to be a doozy to ship. But it's just an absolutely beautiful piece. We're thinking that because it's hollow, we can't put a flat piece up against it and then a rod, so we're probably going to have just a nice thin metal dowel rod that goes up in here so that you can angle it in your garden. It can spin if it's windy enough, but it will hold itself sturdy, and it will be a beautiful color accent to your garden or wherever you really want to put it. You could glue it to your car if you wanted. But that's going to be a pretty sweet giveaway, folks. Really cool. There's two other things that I wanted to show off from this show, and if you guys wanted to see any of those in more detail or have questions again, please let me know. Two things and then one comment that Michelle wrote a nice note for me to remember. The first one is this, and then Sam brought this really cool rotating display machine, and look at that thing move. Pretty darn sweet. Now, I'm not sure how the zoom, I do, Amanda, I gotta go for the snail one, so I will go back to that in a second. I'm not sure how well you guys can see up close to this, but there's a crack running through the whole top of it. And this is a really cool mug that we made. We actually had Sam came into the studio, made a nice TikTok video out of it. We were pretty excited for it. I'll show you the detail shot of it. Look at the handle, the pinch bit down the handle here. Come on, there it is. Look at that. Super clean handle right there. Beautiful colors, and look at this treachery up top. Can you see that in the clear? This is one of those pieces that we spent probably half an hour, especially because I was walking through Matt how to make a blown handle. We spent some serious time on this piece and it turned out beautiful, but when we put it in the annealer, I took it out in the morning and it was cracked. There's nothing we could do with this. I could probably tap it and it would pop right off like that. So that's kind of how it goes. You know, you can't really save those pieces. We can't remelt them and get them hot enough that they fuse back together without distorting the rest of the piece. It's just impossible. So that's part of glass blowing, folks, and that's why some people say, why are the prices what they are? There's plenty of resources, there's plenty of materials being used, a lot of time, a lot of expertise needed, and the fact that the glass still just won't cooperate sometimes. We thought this one was a beauty, came in the morning, and it wasn't. Luckily, this wasn't a custom order. Luckily, it wasn't already sold, because now this one can just be recycled and will be recycled blue glass. So that's that, folks. A little bit of treachery. Amanda, we don't know what caused it to crack like that. Sometimes it happens. It could be a little bit of cold metal on the grabbers that we took it away with. Could be the difference of the hot handle and the cold body. I was a little too cold when we put it on. There's just so many different things about the glass being so fragile on a molecular level and on a physical level that could cause something like that to happen. So just is what it is. That's the process of blowing glass. You can't get upset about it. We got to move on to other things. So here I will show off the one last piece that is still available. This was a collaboration between Chris and I. I made a snail for the inside. Chris made a super large, super sweet, almost winged looking color splash. And let's just take a look at it up close. This guy turned out so cool. This is the only one that hasn't sold yet, folks. This one is still available for your garden. The first ever color splash and the first ever product with a snail attached to it. I spoke about how the slugs get all kinds of specialty pieces done when they were first designed and still are happening now. This is the first of the snails to actually have a sweet application to a product on there, and it turned out super good. He's a green and gold snail, red body, and then this is a yellow and green splash. We had some treachery with the break off of the pipe, but we sealed it up just like butter. Chris was pretty quick on the fly with that. We put down one flat bit to cover up any sharp edges and then one more to get the actual rod in there, and it turned out perfect. Got the stamp on there as well, courtesy of Uncle Dennis, the reminder. And that's a beauty. That one's available. It's on the Gathering Point page on the website. I think it's one of the last pieces available. And then also, of course, the mini snails will be available for up until next Tuesday's show. Very good. I think that's just about sums it up. One last thing here. I wanted to show off Matt's progress, folks, in making his mini snails. He's learning, he's coming along. This was the first ever mini snail that Matt made, folks. And I know I keep mentioning him. I promise you saw him on the Annealer reel last week. You will see him on the Gathering Point show soon enough. Just want to get him up to par and ready to work with us. He's learning glass blowing from the ground up, having never done it. This was number 2. Coming along, recycle with the clear body. Delicate little eyes, little tendrils. This guy actually sits a little funky. He's drinking water. Nice. And here is number 3, coming way further down the line. Look at that shell. Matt is coming along. This is not all made in one day. These were made over 3 different weeks, 1 per week when we did snails, and he is learning. He's really trying his best. He's working at home. He's buying his own materials to be a lamp worker, similar to how Joey did back in the day, folks. He's going to be a glass blower here, a lamp worker at home, and he's doing a really good job. So send him some good love. And I did just hear that Jody said she checked it. It's sold, so the snail piece is sold on the website. I'm not sure yet who got it. Could be someone else, could be someone watching on the show here, but congratulations to whoever got that, because it is an absolute beauty. There's a little knockoff from the back of the snail that I'm going to polish off there, a little sharp edge. Once that's done, that's going to be one ridiculous garden piece. So that's that, folks. If you didn't see our e-news on our email list, we did come out with some brand new t-shirts, folks. It has a giant slug on it, and it says Slug Life on it with Glass Academy underneath it. So if you guys are slug lovers, we've been making slugs for 3 years now, and if you haven't seen them, it's about due time. We've done a featured product on our slugs. They're on the website. You can see beautiful pictures of them. We've done all kinds of crazy renditions of different types of slugs, and for the addicts and for everybody else, and I can't wait to get my own. We're going to have some sweet merch to go with them, so check those out on the website, folks. Check out the rest of the website. We got the comments right in here. Thank you, Sam. And I think that's pretty much it. Other questions before we go, send them in there real quick, but I think I'm going to log it off because we've got more mini snails to make. Matt and I are going to get back to it. It's a beautiful day. We're going to get the fans rolling again. I hope you guys all have an amazing day out there, and we look forward to seeing you Sunday for the experimental show. Hope you voted on the winning words, the experimental words on Monday's poll on Instagram, and we will be having a good time on Sunday. Have a great rest of the week, folks. Look forward to talking to you.